Before I go any further into this middle school campus that I attended, Calle Mayor Middle School, I'm just looking at everything and so much has changed. They barred the walls to get in and they have locked security doors with number dial pads. They completely eliminated the locker room that was right here, put in new lockers all around the school, and instead replaced it with these benches. They remodeled the doors, the bathrooms. This thing turned into a sprint track. Oh my gosh, so much has just changed. Wow. They added extra, did they? Kind of looks like they added extra rooms, but I can't be 100% sure about that. Calle Mayor, huh? Did a bit of work here. What I want to be able to talk about today is there were a couple things that I wanted to talk about here. Wow, there's just a lot of memories kind of flooding back to me here because I haven't been here since I was actually in middle school. I don't think I've ever returned to this. Like, for me to go back to a school is like unheard of. Okay, to go back and see a teacher, to go back and do any of that, I don't do that. For some reason, it's really hard for me to dabble in my past and reconnect with people who have left my life. That's always been really hard for me. Now, as time moved by and I turned around age, end of 18, 19, I started to do things like that. But it's still very consequential from my transformation to go back and see things like this. I mean, this is phenomenal. Oh my gosh. They even made a path to be able to come out to this center section here so that it links into this spot right in the middle of the field. How fascinating. Wow. Okay. Well, there's a number of changes here, obviously. Let's set in with the ones that we can take. Okay. So today's awareness documentation is going to be a little different. I'm realizing that I'm kind of doing daily lesson of the days, and that's like a different branch off of an awareness documentation. Awareness documentation is more story-based, and the self-awareness that I'm developing, the lesson of the day is probably whatever I the most concentrate on from that awareness documentation as a topic that I can be able to explain the story, how everything ties in, and the process, and how to be able to get out of that. So it's basically the same thing, just a revised version of an awareness documentation on a more specific topic, which is kind of dumb. I should just post the whole awareness documentation and everything will be fine. But I'm kind of doing this for my Facebook group, and because I stopped producing content because my phone died. Okay. So now I'm using an iPhone, and of course I'm listening to Eminem. An iPhone 4 without Siri, and I'm kind of in a pickle here. I'm not in a good place. The reason why is because today I realized that all of my bills are catching up with me. Like, literally pacing me faster down this track than what I'm doing right now or have been doing for the past year. All of my bills are starting to come in for collect. Meaning, I don't have like any money in my accounts for the past like 6 months now. All of my credit cards are maxed, and I'm in a position where I can hardly pay them off. I'm not getting new clients. I cannot invest in the tools and resources to help me be more resourceful in my business and be able to present what I'm going to show to those people. So therefore, I'm not getting clients, and I have no way to actually be able to obtain clients predictably, determinable as an income stream or ability to impact their lives. That's really a part of it, is knowing and being a part of this system and sharing that with others. So it gets really hard when you're just showing them the course material and you're not helping sell them on the result, right? And on top of that, I've got the credit card bills coming up pretty soon here, because I signed on for those credit cards about a year ago. I think they got like a 14-month line until they start charging me, and I want to completely blow those out the water and have no bill on them whatsoever. And that's pretty much the plan. But I also need a car, and I need to pay for my health, and I need to pay for so many different things. Like now I need a phone, right? And also I'm in a place where I don't even have the money to pay for the tickets that are coming up from having a car and having policemen stop me at stupid things like stop signs, or all the way over in Beverly Hills for talking on my phone, okay? So everything is catching up, and it's catching up at a fast pace. Not to mention PayPal credit as well, the fourth account that I have that I used to buy my phone in the first place. So, or the second phone, I think, in the first place. That's gonna charge me this month after 6 months. See, so all of this stuff is coming up, and it's lighting a fire up under my ass. Light a fire up under my ass. That's why I was listening to White America. I wanted that. And it's really tough. I mean, to put yourself into a position where you don't have accessibility to anything and you're backed up against the wall, you literally have nowhere to go, right? Nowhere to constructively move. You feel isolated, you feel trapped. And there's a position of fight or flight where you come up with a response and you have to react. And you have to do everything in your body, in your power, to be able to survive. And for some reason, I don't feel like I'm at that point right now. But the truth of the matter is, I've been at that point for the past year. I was on survival mode. I needed every aching part of my body to get out of that toxic environment and get into a better situation. And once I got that, I felt safe. I felt like I could survive at just a tiny bit of danger level and continue to accept pain and continue to acknowledge that, hey, pain is okay. And I'm always going to be feeling this way. And as long as I can live on the edge and accept this pain and live this pain and be this pain, then I'll still feel like I'm at some matter of gains. But if I really want to improve, then I have to break through those barriers. I have to eliminate the small pains and obstacles that are stopping me from my gains, and not hold myself back, but help me obtain something that is beyond what I have in how I feel that I am to reign. I have to change the way I think and completely reverse my psychology to moving forward rather than staying in the present, holding myself back from the future. So many of you guys are living in the past. So many of you guys are striving for the future, but you're not living in the present. What I have to say to that is you've got to be here right now, because it's the only time that matters. The reason why so many people are depressed is because they're living about things that they just can't control. Probably things predicated in the past, things that they shouldn't matter anymore, but you put a meaning to it and you make it matter, and you can't do anything about it. So those things that you can control, that are in the present, that you can change in your life, please do something about it. Please don't hold yourself back as long as I have. And please continue to remove yourself from strife and move forward as you strive. I'm either living on the edge, or I'm going to jolt, or I'm going to break. Or when I break and somehow find that my ship is actually starting to sink from all of these holes in the hull, then it's going to be too late. Okay? So I either start now with the next 3 days I have, or 4, more like 3 and a night, and no morning before court and all that, and I gotta pay the bill, or I lose everything. Yesterday, my uncle called me to be able to give me an opportunity as a supervisor for Parks and Rec over in PV. He happened to hear about a job, right? And I didn't accept it. I acknowledged it. I appreciated the suggestion, but I didn't accept it. Now, it's on my own terms what I do with my life, right? If I really want to get myself out of strife, then I got to be hungry. And I got to be hungry each and every moment of every second of every endeavor that I take part in. If I don't wholly have it be a part of my integrity to constantly have to improve and each and every day create an essential success upon every move that I make, I'm always taking a step forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, a step forward, 2 steps back. It's the same thing all the time. Eventually I take 3 steps, but I need to be moving at a rate of 5 steps forward, 1 step back. 5 steps forward, 1 step back. And if I hold myself in between the past, the future, at present, with the pains I had before, I'm never going to release the trauma that helps me open that next door. So this is what I've got to do. It's not like looking at my bank accounts will help change my mind about some of these things, because I don't care about money. But the fact is, I need money to live. I need money to sustain myself. I need money to be able to create an impact in other people's lives. And if I don't have that, then I can't manage to change anybody's life. So if I hold myself in this lockdown mindset of where I'm at with my finances, and I don't produce anything, I start to lose everything, and nothing moves, then I'm going to be stuck, and I'm going to really be a failure. I'm going to psychologically destroy my mind and my mentality, convince myself that what I'm doing is working, but I'm not doing anything to change it, and then I'm going to become insane. And I don't want to be insane. I don't want to be an ego-filled entrepreneur who accomplishes nothing. So I got to go home and look at my bank accounts, look at how many thousands of dollars I owe on credit, on my banks, on tickets. It's under 5,000. It's probably under 4,000 or 4,200, something like that. But whatever it is, it's not that much, and it can be solved like that. 4 sales wiped off the surface of the planet. That's it. Stop waiting. Stop waiting for other people to do things for you. You're the person who has to go out and get it. So you got to be hungry, and you got to be willing to take the hits. Bite down, latch down on your target. Hold your fangs, keeping it real. Don't ever let them remove that seal until you get the right answer. That's a part of your morals, your values. Always being curious, asking the right question, receiving an answer until it makes sense enough to let go. Because you're here to serve. This is how you're going to dominate. With curiosity, childlike mentality. Do not let it go. Keep it going. Okay, Osada? Okay, you? I can't let myself down. I got so little time and so much to offer. And if I stop here, if I cut myself short now, the whole world is going to miss what I can establish on these stomping grounds. And my legacy could be over, just in an instant. Just as every instant, even here at middle school, could have changed my entire life. And I'm thinking today, how many different things could be different if I just did this one different thing? If I changed who I hung out around, if I studied this in school, if I happen to continue to pursue this role, if I happen to think that this was right for me, where would I be a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, from that decision, from now, even now? It's so relevant, it's so important. So you gotta think, how do I want this meaning from this decision to impact my life? And you've got to act upon it. There was this thing from Tony Robbins that I listened to tonight, and it was like the first time I've ever actually listened to Tony Robbins before. And I heard his story, and it resonated with me hardcore, and I didn't know that that's where his brilliance came from. Very similar story. So what I need to do is I need to resonate with that, because every single decision I make is going to be at the foundation of basically 3 things. The question is, what are you going to focus on? Okay. What are you going to focus on in your life? And with whatever you're focusing on, what does it mean? What is that meaning to you that you draw from that thought, idea, the energy you give to it? And the third question, what are you going to do about that to change your state, to bring surface to a different outcome? I don't know if I have all 3 of those right, but if I do, then I've got to change something in my beliefs, in my being. Because I can't hang on like this anymore. I want it to ache at my body. I want it to tug at my heart, to eat away at my soul, to tear apart my brain from my skull. But at the same time, I don't want to know pain like that. And I feel like this is what I need to move on to that next step, to have suffered even more than I had before. But that's not true. You've been through enough pain, Osada. You've had so much in your story on your plate. If you just want to get out of it and start to get real with yourself, learn what your heart's saying. Stop filling your mind with this hatred for yourself. Go out there and fix your mental health, fix your wealth, your capacity to be able to do something else. And don't draw this source of pain as your sake for credibility, as your sake for strength. Do something else that helps produce gains within you, that is away from things that pain you. Start to do the things that take away from what restrains you, and live in authenticity, moving forward.